Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Gusti Nanda Harmiansyah. So here I would like to answer some following questions about exercises to improve short-term memory. Okay, so the first question. What is the correlation between short-term memory and interpreting? Okay, so we know that short-term memory is where place information processing takes place and related with our intelligence. And then, in interpreting, we need any words that is about short-term memory efforts. So, what is the correlation between short-term memory and also interpreting? Okay, so we know that it requires the interpreter to remember what was said in the source language while simultaneously producing the equivalent in the target language. Why? Because we know short-term memory is important for the interpreter to retain what he or she has just heard. When an interpreter receives an input from the environment, it is transferred to our sensory register where it remains for less than a second. Okay, so there is a positive correlation between short-term memory capacity and interpreting actually. Okay, so individual with larger STM or short-term memory capacity are able to retain more information and process it more efficiently, and it will leading to better interpreting performance. So that is the correlation between STM and also interpreting. Okay, next. The next question, what are exercises to improve short-term memory? There are several exercises to improve our short-term memory. The first one is shadowing. So, what is shadowing? Shadowing is a technique used in interpreting training to help develop simultaneous interpreting skill. And in shadowing, the interpreter listens to a speaker in the source language and simultaneously repeat or shadows what is being said in the target language. And the next one is shadowing with a twist. But this one is also the same as shadowing, but this one involves repeating exactly what the speaker says in the same language. And the third one is prayer shadowings with a twist. This exercise should only be done when the previous ones are mastered and mainly when we can repeat long text without problem. So it's about how we can repeat and how we can interpret long text. And visualization. In visualization, it also segmentation when we also use our visual to know more about information like we read the writing text. And then in segmentation, it involves breaking a large chunk of information into two or more smaller ones information. And then we need to recognizing incoherent or ambiguous message. Why? It's because after hearing a relatively incoherent and ambiguous text, we should be able to identify what aspect is incoherent or ambiguous and explain what makes it so. So we can easy to improve our short-term memory and to interpreting. And the last one is remembering messages you disagree with or you find offensive. Why? Because we know that confirmation bias describes the tendency to favor information that confirms one's personal belief or hypothesis. So one way to deal with such information is to put yourself in the speaker place. So that's why you need to find and remember all the messages that you disagree with or find offensive. Okay, so I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.